With the launch of Lightfall, we saw many nerfs and buffs to different things within the game, and one exotic in particular that saw a nerf was the Heart of Inmost Light. This nerf brought the empowered ability buff down to 5 seconds from 10 seconds, and reduced the amount of bonus class ability regen to 25% from 150%. When looking at the numbers, it seems like a pretty substantial nerf, but in reality, it isn't that much of a nerf. Sure, we can't be running around only using abilities and clearing out entire rooms now, but you can get pretty close still, and since there isn't too many exotics to use for the Arc Titan outside of things like Insurmountable Skull Fort, we're gonna stick with the old faithful Heart of Inmost Light. If you enjoyed the video, a like and subscription means a ton to me and helps out a lot. Now let's get into it. Starting in the subclass here, we're going to be going with the Thunder Crash Super, Thruster for the class ability, movement ability of your choice. I prefer Catapult Lift, and then Thunderclap and Pulse Grenades. You can use a different melee ability if you want. I just prefer the Thunderclap. And we are going to be using the Pulse Grenades since Storm Nades, while still strong, aren't as good as they once were, and Pulse Grenades got buffed by 20% when Lightfall launched. Knockout and Touch of Thunder are going to be our aspects, with Knockout infusing our melee attacks with Arc Energy when we break a target's shields or critically wound them, also increasing the melee damage and range while starting health regen when you get a final blow with your melee while Knockout is activated. Touch of Thunder will enhance our grenades, specifically making Pulse Grenade spawn Ionic Traces as it damages targets and increases its damage over time. Ionic Traces give all of your abilities energy back when you pick them up, so it is a very nice thing to have to get energy back from damaging targets with your grenade. For fragments, we're going to be going with the Spark of Shock, which allows our arc grenades to jolt targets, which does also in fact stun overload champions. Next up, we have the Spark of Magnitude, which allows our arc grenades to last longer. Spark of Feedback is third to increase our melee damage when we get hit by a melee. And then lastly, the Spark of Resistance, which allows you to be more resistant to incoming damage when surrounded by 3 or more enemies. Some weapon recommendations I have for this build would be something like the Ikelos SMG with Volt Shot, Forbearance Waveframe Grenade Launcher with Ambitious Assassin and Chain Reaction, or even things like Trinity Ghoul or even Thunderlord would be good calls, as these pair well with Arc builds. I would also recommend going for High Resilience and High Discipline, as well as Strength if you can, so you can be spamming your abilities as much as possible. For armor mods, we're going to have the following: 2 Ashes to Asset, which grants super energy upon grenade kills, and a Siphon of some sort on the helmet. This is only possible due to the artifact mod Authorized Grenades, which allows us to have all of our armor mods that affect grenades be costing 1. On the gauntlets, we're going with an Impact Induction, causing damage with a melee attack reduces your grenade cooldown. And then Firepower to create a Orb of Power with a Grenade Final Blow, and then Grenade Kickstart to allow us to get some grenade energy back thanks to armor charges when we have them. On the chest piece, you can run either 2 charged ups, which allows us to get up to 5 armor charges, or you could run a single charged up to have 4 armor charges be your maximum, as well as a resistance mod, or you could even run a reserves to get some more ammo. The choice is up to you. On our boots here, we're going to have a stacks on stacks, so we get 2 armor charges for every 1 orb of power we pick up, as well as 2 innervations, so we can get more grenade cooldown time when we pick up an orb of power. And then finally, on the class item, 3 bombers, which again, this is only doable thanks to the Authorized Mods Grenades artifact mod. This allows us to get a ton of grenade energy back when we just use our thruster or whatever your class ability is. All in all, the Arc Titan, while it did get sort of nerfed with the Hoyle nerf, it is still a pretty solid subclass. However, just due to artifact mods that we have in the game right now, it is sort of taking a backseat to things like Void, Solar, and Strand. But I would assume next season's artifact will have something to do with Arc mods. If you enjoyed, again, a like and subscription would mean a ton to me. If you want to check out some more of my content, both my TikTok and Twitch will be linked in the description below. I really appreciate you all making it to the end of the video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.